recently did an interview with us. He said that he's interested in a fight with Josh Taylor, that he would be willing to drop down to 140, and that's a fight that he would be wanting to entertain. What's your thoughts on that, Bob?
Right. As far as I'm concerned, Mikey Garcia just should forget about it, because the money Mikey Garcia wants is obscene, and he's not worth it. He can't draw anything, and let him stay with Eddie Hearn, who squander a lot of money on him. I'm not interested in promoting a fight for Mikey Garcia. Not that he isn't a good fight, not that he isn't a nice fellow. He is a nice fellow, but his financial demands are ludicrous.
Why do you feel that is?
Because money is money. I know what a fight can bring in. I'm not in a position, do I want to be in a position, as Eddie Hearn was with the zone, squandering other people's money, accomplishing nothing. That's not my business.
With your other fighters, I know they have dates coming up. Lomachenko and Teofimo. Well, when is it going to get announced, do you feel, Bob? When do you think you'll make it official?
Later this month.
Later this month?
No, yeah, later this month.
The return of Crawford?
Later this month.
Bob, thank you so much.
Wow. Bob Arum walks out of an interview with Carlos Villegas from Fight Hub. Shout out to him. And you could tell that he was frustrated when he was asked about Mikey Garcia. You could hear it in his voice. I'll leave the link below, let you guys check out the walkout of Bob Arum. And you could clearly see that Bob Arum does not want to do business with Mikey Garcia, and you might wonder why. Well, first of all, the backstory. Mikey Garcia and Top Rank had a very big disagreement over money. Okay, Mikey Garcia was out of the ring 2+ years because of this, and he fought Top Rank, and they end up settling on a particular amount of money, and then Mikey Garcia then went to PBC with Al Heyman, and you can tell Bob doesn't want to do business. He says, oh, he's a good fighter, he's this, but his demands are ludicrous. His demands were ludicrous because his lawsuit was also that same ludicrous, okay? Because Bob Arum has been known in the past to mess over people, like Floyd, okay? Manny, okay? He's been in situations where he's had lawsuits like this, and in fact, he's still bitter over that. Just like the Andy Ruiz situation, right? And this is how he treats that. He treats Mikey Garcia the same as Ruiz because they were in a similar situation. But Mikey Garcia's situation was different because he did have to sue, a lawsuit, those type of actions were taken for Mikey Garcia because he wanted his money. And Bob Arum, because of that, his reaction is he doesn't want to work with him in any shape, form, or fashion. That's why Mikey Garcia was fighting on the PBC. And, it's strange, though, how these promoters, they get a chip on their shoulder, or they get sour or bitter or jaded because of a certain situation. And obviously if Mikey Garcia was in the wrong, he wouldn't have been granted a certain amount of money. I can't remember the amount, but that's the reason. Just like Bob Arum has nothing good to say about Andy Ruiz because Andy Ruiz paid him out of his contract. You know what I mean? See, everyone that he had a problem with personally, he takes it personally because he's been in the game too long. Honestly, he should retire, but I don't think Bob knows anything else, honestly. And for him to walk out like that, he just got frustrated. He got on this cane. He was like, dude, I'm getting out of here. I don't have time to be talking about that finalized later this week. Anybody else, he didn't want to hear it because he was initially pissed off for Mikey Garcia just interested in a fight with one of his fighters. And that just shows you, it would be different if Bob Arum was the kind of guy that didn't collab or didn't negotiate with anybody else outside of Top Rank because he's trying to get a fight with Errol Spence, right? With Terrence Crawford. So that's not the case. You know, he had the Vasily Lomachenko fight. It wasn't Josh Taylor, but I forget his name, the UK fighter, with Eddie Hearn's fighter. Okay. Well, they collabed together. You know what I mean? So now Mikey Garcia is with Eddie Hearn. So that why couldn't he have a fight with him? It's because of what happened before, people. It's because Bob Arum, you know, he gets set in his ways. He's an older guy. He's an older promoter. And, you know, that took a lot of problems. So when he heard Mikey Garcia, I think his name upset him. If that was anybody else, he would probably consider that. He wouldn't have got that upset. He wouldn't have got that unglued. Okay. He was bent. I had never seen him walk off from an interview like he did. He just, you know what? I'm pissed because I guess he thought about what the interviewer asked him and he didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? So that's crazy to, you know, to have that type of grudge in boxing, but it is what it is, you know, but unfortunately, we won't be seeing a Josh Taylor and Mikey Garcia. And you know something crazy? That would probably be one of the fights of the year. Josh Taylor's a big guy. He could go up to welterweight. You know, so as long as he's with Bob Arum, you know, this is what we'll have. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Bob Arum's statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.